Morning, folks. Here we go again, back to checking traps. I hope you all had a good and safe Thanksgiving. Ceder came up to see us, which was a good time. Actually, she came down. She lives up in Montana. And gone again now. But we had a good, relaxing Thanksgiving, and that's the way I like it. Growing up, it was always so hectic. We had so many relatives and everything. Had to go to this house, had to go to that house, had to go over here, had to go over there. And everybody was yelling and hollering to be heard over the guy that was yelling and hollering next to them. And it was fun to see everybody, but it wasn't fun. It was stressful. I like it better now. It's quiet. It's relaxing. We can just sit back and enjoy each other's company without all that hassle and trouble. But anyway, hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Not very long ago, Idaho Hillbilly put a picture of me on his, I think, Facebook, on with a beaver I'd caught. It was pretty funny. He wrote in there something like muskrat got a beaver or something, and a bunch of people, that's not a muskrat, that's a beaver. Yeah, no kidding, that's what he just said. But anyway, Ceder stumbled onto it, and she stuck up for him and said, that's my dad, that's not a muskrat, that's a muskrat holding a beaver. So anyway, Ceder says hi.
Hi, Miss Kitty and Mr. Hillbilly.
This corner here, years ago, me and Cindy and the dogs we had different dogs then, but we had all gone grouse hunting, and I kept hearing that this one spot was supposed to have some gold in it. Well, we got there, and I told Cindy, I said, I got my gold pan with me. I'm going to try a couple of quick pans and see if I can find anything. And so she says, okay, well, I'll take the dogs over here and go for a walk. I said, well, don't go too far. I said, this will only take me 10 minutes or so. So I get done, I look around, Cindy and the dogs are nowhere in sight. So I went over to the truck and I honked the horn a few times and hollered at her, come on, let's go. Nothing. So I went back and I tried a couple more, 2 or 3 pans for gold, didn't find anything. And honked the horn a few more times, and I thought, well, what the heck? Did she wander off and get lost or what? Still no answer. And so I had my shotgun along, and I shot up in the air a couple of times and said, come on, let's go. Nothing. It's starting to rain. It's getting dark. Cindy left her coat in the truck. She did have her 410 shotgun for grouse, and she had all the dogs. I think we had 4 of them back then. And I thought, shoot, she's not here. So I went up to the top of the mountain to see if I couldn't make a phone call, and around here cell phone service is really iffy, and we didn't have any. And I got up there, and here on top of the hill was a Forest Service gal sitting in a pickup. So I asked her, I said, do you have a radio? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, my wife's down there somewhere, and I don't know where she's wandered off to. And she says, do we need to call search and rescue? And I looked at the amount of sunlight we had, and I thought, I kind of think we might. So we did. And Cindy is mad at me for this to this day. If I ever need to be even a little bit late. I imagine they're going to get a phone call just so she can get even. But we know all those guys, and they gave her a bad time. They gave me a bad time, and it was kind of funny. But anyway, so we didn't find her till about 10 o'clock at night, and it was cold. I mean, it started to rain, and she didn't have her coat or anything. Anyway, they picked her up back there on that corner. And it was kind of funny. The guy that found her, he calls in, and he told him to tell me that they'd found her. And I said, "Oh, is she okay?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, do me a favor and spank her good and hard." And he goes, "No, that's your job." So I bought them all guys a big case of beer, or a couple of cases of beer or something as a thank you. And they keep teasing her, "You need to go get lost again because we're out of beer." And she keeps telling them, and even to this day, it's been probably 10 years ago, probably more actually, and she keeps telling him, "I wasn't lost." I told her, to cause all that worry and trouble, you better have been lost. She goes, "No." She goes, "I wasn't lost." She goes, "I knew right where I was. I just didn't know where you were or anything else was." But anyway, it's easy to do up here, especially back in that spot. Everything looks the same. I mean, you get back off into the trees, and it all looks exactly the same. You can't see any landmarks. The trees are too tall. If there's a plus side to her doing that, it is that we found out that we have a lot more friends than we thought we did. There was a lot of people worried about her, a lot of people that wanted to volunteer to come and look for her, and of course by then, by the time they found out about it, she'd already been found anyway. But that was really nice to find out. And she said what happened was that the one dog we had was absolutely terrified of thunder. And there was a big clap of thunder, and Badger was his name, and he was a tough dog, but he was scared of thunder. Always beating up other dogs, and I got some stories about him too. But anyway, the big old clap of thunder, and he took off. She got to chasing Badger, and finally figured out where he went. She got looking around. She thought, "Uh-oh, where am I?" So that wasn't a good deal. And we figured out on the map later that she had walked a little over 5 miles in the dark, deep woods where you can't see more than 50 feet maybe in any direction. And kind of a scary deal. So I'm grateful to all those search and rescue guys. We have a volunteer fire department here. Nobody's on it full time. And a volunteer search and rescue, and a lot of the guys on it are the same. They do both. They do a really good job of it. It's really pretty nice of the employers in the area to allow them to take off at the drop of a hat and go and help people. Nobody's got a problem with it because it might be them or somebody they know. Well, the traps that I can see easy, just right offhand, look like they're all empty. Starting to think those wolves might not be coming back to this spot. I don't see any tracks. And this cow really doesn't look like it's been messed with any more than what it was before. That one's hard to tell, but I don't think so. Yeah, I don't see nothing so far. So I'll re-lure these and check the other ones. There's still 5 more than another spot here. Those traps are empty too. I have 2 more to check. I'll tell you what though, there are no new tracks here at all. A lot of this doesn't have a lot of snow anymore, but in the patches of snow where there should be tracks of something. And there's not. So I'm kind of halfway wondering if those wolves will be back. They last couple of years, it's taken them between 2 weeks and almost a month. So I don't really want to pull the traps out. Once you pull them out, sorry about the bounce here. Once you pull them out, it's really hard to get motivated enough again to put them back in. I have another cow that was given to me. It's another yearling, and I didn't have time today, or I would have brought it up here, but I need to put it out maybe in another spot and spread out some. I got, well, majority of my traps are right here, and I got 2 more a couple of miles away, but yeah, it's a waiting game, and sometimes you're waiting on something that doesn't show, and you can't catch them if they're not there. So I don't know. It's leave them a little longer and see what happens. But I'm starting to kind of lose hope for this spot. About all you can really do is wait and hope they come back. And then when they do come back, you gotta hope that your traps aren't frozen to the ground and they still snap. And you gotta hope that they actually find your traps. So there's a lot of ifs involved with this. But you know what? It sure is a pleasurable thing. Today is a beautiful day. I'm outside, up in the mountains. Got my 2 lunatic dogs. Cora stayed home with Cindy today. Cindy said next time, probably will be a Sunday, she says next time she's going to come with me. He usually brings me luck, so maybe we'll find something then. Got 2 more traps to check though, guys, so don't give up just yet. Well, folks, my last 2 traps are empty. Getting dark. I turn on the dome light here. There's kind of a weird blue in this truck, but yeah, I think I know why my wolves aren't back. I ran into another trapper that I know, and he caught 3 of them up here last week. Well, I was seeing tracks from 3, so I think they're gone. That's not good news, but I'll keep them out for just a little bit longer, but I don't see any tracks anymore. I don't really see any reason to even be coming up here, so I'll probably be pulling them out. Dang it. Not sure what I'll do the rest of winter. I mean, there's other places to go and other things, but dang. Besides, as dark as it is, Cindy's going to be sending the search party out after me to get even. Ah, shoot. Well, I got a lot of leather work to catch up on, and I don't know. There's lots of other things to do. I might go to beaver trapping or keep looking for some wolves and things in other areas, but bummer. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.